This is lesson 96. We're creeping up to that 3 figures, aren't we? So we'll get there one day. It won't take long. Today I'd like to do a picture for you on that theme of like the last painting I did for beginners and improvers and that. I think I'd do one that's similar, but a little bit more detail this time for them. So the colours I'm using the same colours I usually use. That's the raw sienna or ochre, ultramarine burnt umber, and a weak mix of alizarin crimson. So we can take that off out of the way. And what I've got in front of me now is a brief little sketch I made with the gable end of a Norfolk Cottage with a lean-to and a nice dark tree behind it, which is helpful. And one just there. This is land here. This is the river coming around. We've got a boat on the river, and then we've got some distant things. And that's all. It's not complicated. We'll keep it simple and do it from there. So it might be an idea if I take that off there now and get that out of the way. And just to introduce, if you like, I properly introduce some masking fluid to you. For those that have never seen it before, this is called masking fluid. It's a simple method. It's an idea of getting masking off an area you want to keep white. And the way you do it is, the way I do it anyway, I've got a piece of soap and wet my brush so I protect the bristles on the brush, because this is sticky stuff. And just dip in there in the stuff. I want to protect this sail here, a white sail. So I'll just put that sail in painting onto the sail. That protects it against any colours going on it while I'm painting the sky. Paint a touch on that. And what I'm doing, I tell you what I'll do. I'll get carried away. I'll protect that gable end there. Then I can go mad with the brush, can't I, with the paint. And that little lean-to. There. That's it. So as simple as that. That's how quickly you can put it on. And the paper I've been using today, by the way, is testing paper, where I call £140. It's a knot surface, so it's nothing special. If I make a pig's ear of it, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just paint again on something else. Then wash your brush out in clean water. And see, the brush then is as good as new. That'll do. Right, now we can concentrate on painting, can't we? Put the soap away. You know, with that piece of soap for years. It must be older than some of my grandkids. Just show you an old dodging old fool I am. Anyway, that's the masking fluid on. Let's paint the sky and come down and work our way down to it. Do a sky, get the background in, get the reflection of the water in there, and then some banks here. It'll not be a slow painting. I want to sort of just develop it with these brushes, which you can't fiddle with, which I think that'll be a nice change. Same as the last one, really quick. This is, I say, £140 paper, so it's not heavy stuff. A bit of sunshine in this, shall we? That's enough. Don't go mad. Have a bit of blue sky. The hair's coming out of the brush. I'll sort that out later anyway, I think. They're gone. And And then a touch of the pinky stuff in the bottom of the sky, just down here. See, I can go over that now because it's protected. And then I'll put a bit of dark cloud in there into that. Gives it more dark sky in there. This is the ultramarine and burnt umber. Form your own clouds at this stage, by the way, folks. Just what you want to leave pale is you paint round it. You're looking after it. And the light today is coming from the front left, so any sort of shadows we'll get will be on the right, won't they? A smaller brush now. See if we can dry some of this off at the bottom. And of course, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to get some of these colours under. That's in the sky is going to be reproduced in the water as well. So there'll be some sunshine in here. There's going to be some blue, the ultramarine blue. I say it's going to be loose, this, folks. Don't say he's missed a bit or something like that. It's loose. And then we'll have some of this darker mix of the ultramarine and burnt umber, where that comes in the sky as well. A bit more dark on that. Right. Take some of that weight of that water out so we can carry on. Now in the corner, that's left me a little. One of the hairs coming off the brush has left me a small problem there. See, so what I intend doing is put a bit more dark in there, and put a dark patch over it, and hopefully it'll hide the hairs in there. It might work, it might not, folks. But this is what watercolour is all about. And if you're a beginner, this is one of the ways of trying to get out of it. So a bit of a dark up that corner there. Has got rid of it, hasn't it? And again, you can flick this into cloud shape and stuff like that. If you want. You can shape it down here like this. But be careful, because you can start to fiddle by doing this. It's just to get rid of that problem we got. We don't want to sort of make a career of it. Light from top left, the shadows in the bottom, won't we? Soften this a bit. And there we've got a layer of other colours on this, and we can transfer some of this colour, by the way, into the water as well. Right, stop fiddling. Right, we can put a backdrop now of distant woodland and stuff like that. So I'll use a bit of that raw sienna, mixed with some ultramarine. That should give us a sort of a greeny, a miserable green, you know, a distant green, not too close to us. And we're just going to drop this in the background here. We don't want it to be too distinct. Go over that because it's protected, isn't it? Right, take that weight of that paint out of the bottom there. And that's it. It's not. It doesn't want anything else there. And then we'll still put the next layer on top of that in front of it. So we'll make the next layer a bit stronger. Same two colours, but let's make it a bit stronger, shall we, next time? And drop some more stuff on top of it. This is in front of what we've got already. A bit better that. But actually that dark goes behind that sail there because it'll show it up better, won't it? I say don't get bogged down with it, whatever you do. Another bit of a tree formation just there. A bit too strong, that one. I should have tested it. That's a mistake I'm making, folks. That's a bit of a tree just there. And then we're going to have on it in the background there. We'll have I think another tree round the back here would be nice, wouldn't it? So what have we got there? That's all right. And let's give it an extra layer there behind it. Now where the cottage is, or house, or whatever you like to call it, there's some nice on the sketch. I'll get the sketch out if I can find the sketch again. Let's see what you see here. We had a lovely tree just here, which I thought was nice. It's sort of scrape round the cottage there, and there's one coming down there as well, which I think we'll put those in because it's nice, and we want a stronger value here, and the colours I'm going to mix this time, it's a weird combination. This is winter blue green shade, remember, not red shade, with some burnt umber. And that'll make you a nice juicy dark tree, it will. Not too much water because you're only painting a tree. See how we get with this. This tree is sort of something like this. It's dark. which gives it a nice drop on that cottage there. It just shapes it somehow. There's another tree just over a bush or something just to the left of it here. Let's pop one in there. I'm using cadmium yellow this time. Cadmium yellow into that mix. We'll have a nice, not too strong. A nice mix of a tree just here. A bit wet, that is. Dry it off a bit. That'll do. And it's actually protected that with that masking fluid. So, right, we're going to put some greenery around here, haven't we? Let's get rid of this white. It's not a snow scene. So let's pop some, make a nice green, shall we? A cadmium yellow, that'd be nice. With a touch of Windsor blue red shade. It gives me a nice green. That'll be a touch of that. Test that. Yeah, it's a nice enough green. Yeah. So we've got sort of a nice green here. Up against this water's edge. And some on the opposite bank. I'm just making the bank curl over there towards the water's edge. As it comes round the bank there, round the river flows round the corner, doesn't it? Level off the bottom of those a bit, like that. And this one. Right, there's some darks in here. Where the river bank is. This dark will bring the river bank towards us, because it's stronger than what's behind it there, and it'll look quite nice. Remember, it's not lawn. This. I just remember there's a bit behind that cottage and that, which also wants filling in, doesn't it? This bit here. Be a bit further back that, so it's be a bit paler. As I say, it's a loose painting this with these brushes. It's got to be loose. I might put a bit of greenery in front of that to bring that hedgerow forward a bit. Cadmium yellow and some Windsor blue red shade. Should bring that hedge towards me a bit. So just here. It'll shove that one back and bring this forward. because there's a myriad of greens in the countryside when you look at it. So there's our foreground shrub, if you like, or hedge, just in front of that other stuff. It's shoved that back and shoved that back and shoved that back and shoved that back. And if I put a bit of dark in that bottom there, here, that'll give it some shape as well, won't it? Because the light's coming from the left. That's perhaps on the bottom of this where the undergrowth is. That's because you can twiddle. I'm saying twiddle. I shouldn't twiddle a bit, but don't overdo it. I'm just shaping that bank a little bit for myself. See what's come around the bank and that. There's a bit just here, look. Right, we've done the blocking in now. We can have a look at this cottage and this boat, shall we? Right, on the top of the cottage, of course, it's a pantile roof, and all we can see is the edge of it. So we've got to pop that in, haven't we? So I'm trying to use just these two brushes. A little bit on there. Bit on there. And of course the chimney. Right. And the boat colour, let's see, what other boat colour that colour? That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? If you had the hull of that boat that colour, like a mahogany colour. Be nice, that. Be careful with this. It's not the best brush in the world to do this, but I want to just to keep it loose. You might get a bit of reflection in the water on this. Not too much, just a suggestion in there. Right, now that's all protected and it's painted. All I've got to do is paint that, face that cottage, or not paint it, just leave it white and pull the masking fluid off. That's protected a little bit. I'll put that little bit of tree around the edge of it. Put some to this boat now. Nice sail, that one. So I think with that, I think I'll use a rigger on this last little bit. I'm cheating, I know, but a little rigger might help me on this. Or just do something to these windows with and doors and whatever you. Put a window in here. Little window in there, and a tiny window in this one. I'm going to put a bit of a dark under this. It's dark under the eaves there. And under this one here. And its light is put a bit of a dark on that side of the chimney pot, just there. Of course we want a door on this, don't we? So we're going to put a door on. Let's see what colour. We'll have a nice red door. I like a red door. That's our focal point, see, around there. So this red will draw the eye to it, won't it? I'm leaving the bottom rough because I'm going to put some rough stuff in front of it, in front of the actual cottage. And there's an actual bloke in here sailing this thing, so we've got to put him in, and he's leaning out slightly because the boat's leaning over. The sail is getting it over, so it's leaning out and hanging onto something like down here like that. Probably something up here as well like that. And I'll put him a head on. It always helps. Keeps ahead of things. Just on here. But he's only got a little head. Oh, he's got a little body as well. There he is. He's actually manipulating the sails and what have you. There he is. Now I'll have one or two shrubby bits and stuff like that. Around this cottage. I'll tidy that edge up there, see? I'll put a darker in there, that'll tidy the edge of the cottage up. And put a bit of a hedgerow in here. Make that towards here. I can bring this bit stuff right across here like this, look. In front of the house. I'll link up with this greenery that we've got in here. I say it's rough ground, this is not your lawn, so don't worry about that. Right, that's that. Tidy the edge of it just a little bit more. So it's a nice white light there, and I said that these I'm going to put a bit of rough on these because they're too nice. This sort of stuff. That bush down here like this, look. As you make it up, I like this, making it up as you go along like that, hanging over the water's edge there. Just finding out on the palette what I've got left, just using a bit of it. Oh, a bit of dark, wasn't dark there, I like that dark. And a bit of rough on this side here. that white sail. I think we ought to. I tell you what we'll do. It's a beginner's picture. This. It's not a complicated thing. And because I tell you what I'll do. I'll try. This is just an old oil painting brush. I'm going to wet it, and hopefully pull a bit of white out of this here. See. Where the sail would be. So you're getting the sail and that there. So I don't want to get bogged down on this. It's only a quickie. Now then, I think we'll try and get 1 or 2 shadows in this, shall we? I'll put 1 or 2 shadows in. I'll borrow that little brush there. Some shadows. This would be a nice shadow colour. So look, yeah, I'm using this ultramarine and burnt umber. This is good for shadows. This. Let's just guess where do we put them. The light's from the left, isn't it? So we'll probably get a nice shadow under from the left. So we'll get a nice one under that eaves there. Just there. Yeah, we're going to get one inside that door there, because it's set into the brickwork, isn't it? Into there. And we'll get a nice overhang there. That'll be in shade altogether, won't it? Because it's behind the cottage. So we better put that in shade. The part of the sail will be in shades, and down here, say like this, put a bit of a dark down here. Not too much. Just give it a touch of shade, wouldn't it? And of course, this colour we can also just give a touch of colour on the edge of that bank up there. It'd be nice if we had just covering over that. Some ripples on the water. Billowing sail there. And I'm messing about really by putting the suggestion of the sail in there as well. That'll be all right anyway. We'll see. Now, I'm at a stage. A bit dark in there. And a bit of dark wants to go into this foreground here. It's too pretty down here. And I think just to finish it off, I'll get a sort of I'll show you a brush I use. It's this one here, like a little needle. It is. It's good, but it does some quite nice. We can get some bits sticking out over the water's edge, that sort of thing. Just a bit of foreground stuff. Some on this side as well. You get further away, they get smaller, don't they? So don't forget that. The little spiky things here, not big ones. And do you want a bird? Do you like a bird in this lot? I think we should get one, shouldn't we? What's that? The sky. That looks like a bird, I think. It does. It's a mark I've left on the page for some reason. Anyway, we'll turn it into a bird. How's that? Make sure we're going to paint on my brush. There we are. So it's a mistake, but now it's a bird. Is that a mistake there? No, it isn't. Look for any more mistakes in the sky. If you can't find one, don't do it. Might just put a little bit of touch on that. Give him something to hang on to, that bloke there. One at the top. And then when you start looking for things to do, stop. And I think, let's say for a quickie, it's not tight, it's loose. And well, I hope we've enjoyed it, folks. This is lesson 96. And if you have, give us a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, folks, it's bye bye. Bye bye.